Hey guys, I really hope that you liked that little video about the submarine. Yeah, I did the whole thing. I did the music and everything. Yeah, it's pretty fun. I hope that you guys enjoyed that. I enjoyed making it, tell you what. But anyways, what I wanted to do now was I wanted to show you how to build this thing. So let me flip around. There we go. Let me flip around here, and this is the submarine without all of the dry dock and stuff. So this is the submarine, and also its sort of starting and stopping points here. So what you need to do is just simply press this button, and what that does is that's going to send a redstone signal down here and into this immovable block, which will actually power this redstone lamp, which this repeater will see, and then that will start the flying machine. Okay, so then here we go. We're going to do that, and there it goes. So then once it's in the second position, then what it's going to do, it's going to go back the other way, and it's going to pull along the cockpit, and just like this. So you're going to press this little button right here. And oop, there it goes. Okay, it's going to go back. Now there's one thing that happens when it goes backwards that we need to deal with. And that has to do with this piston right here. Okay. Now watch, that piston pulled the cockpit back like it's supposed to, but the problem is if I try to start it right now, let me press the button, nothing happens. And the reason for that is because this piston has to push this stuff right here. But the problem is the cockpit is over the push limit. This one here is an extension, so then this one here is what's pushing the cockpit. So the problem is it's all jammed up right now. So what we need to do is we need to move this one block forward, which we do by putting a 1-tick pulse into this piston. And the way that I do it is kind of manual. There's an automatic way to do it, I'm sure, but I'm just going to show you the manual way. So the manual way is to, I have a what's this guy called? An observer, and he's looking at this lever, that's what it's called. My brain's not working. And then it's facing into this block, which is going to power that. So then we press that, and we get a 1-tick pulse. And then now you are set to launch. And so when you press the button now it's going to go. Okay. There you go. Whee! So let me go ahead and show you how to build this thing. So what you want to do is I would start out with the very first block in your cockpit. So I would start out right here. So that way you can kind of line everything up. If you're wanting to go from like one building to another underwater or something, or you're trying to hit a specific spot, then you're going to start with the very front of your cockpit. So I'm going to start with that slime block. So let's say that this one right here is the front, the bottom of the front of your cockpit. Okay, so then you're going to come back from that 2 blocks. You're going to go up 1, 2, 3 blocks and come forward 2 blocks. Now the way that I built mine was I put 2 blue glass blocks here. I recommend using some sort of glass block right here. It doesn't have to be blue, of course, but if you want to make these out of slime blocks, or you want to make them out of glazed well, you can't use that, can you? If you want to make them out of concrete, or I don't know, whatever you want to build, as long as it's a movable full block, then go ahead and do it. Okay. The next thing you're going to want to do is pull out your fence gates, and then you're going to put a fence gate there, and you're going to put a fence gate here and open those up. And these 2 fence gates, that's going to create your little water pocket. Now there's one other thing that you can do if you're experiencing glitching through this thing. So as you go, as this thing is moving, just like it can make ghost blocks, you can actually glitch right through the daggone glass right here, and it's super annoying. So if you put a minecart in this thing, then it will help you with the glitching. You shouldn't glitch through nearly as often, if ever. So anytime that you're dealing with these flying machines, glitching and ghost blocks is probably going to affect it. So yeah, hopefully that you don't have to deal with that too badly, but I'll show you how to deal with that with the minecart. Okay, I digress. So then the next thing you're going to do is come to the second block down, and you're going to come back 1, 2, 3 blocks, and you're going to break these 2. So you don't need those 2 really. So then from here you're going to put a sticky piston facing into this, and this is going to be our sticky piston extender thingy. Okay. Then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to put a block down from that, and then one more down from that, like that. Okay. Then you're going to come back 1 block that way, and then underneath that block you are going to place a redstone lamp. Then you're going to put an observer looking at that redstone lamp, and then its output will go into this slime block right here. Okay. The next, this is just a temporary, and then you're going to place one right there, so it's sort of diagonal from this, like that. And in case you didn't notice this, the submarine is actually too wide. You have to have too wide over here. There may be another way to get the pushing mechanism to work. There may be a couple of the different ways to do it, but this is the way that I did mine. So if you're not familiar with these flying slime block things, then this is the way that you should do it. Okay, so then I made another L shape. So I came out of that one diagonal block. I came out 1, and then you're going to go down 2. 1 and 2. And then you're going to put a redstone lamp right there. And then you're going to put an observer facing into that one, so its output is coming into this block right here. I highly recommend, highly recommend you build this as I just described in that order. Okay, the last thing you're going to do is you're going to put in the pistons. So then one is facing towards me and facing towards this block, and then the other one we're just going to swing around the other side, and we're going to face it into this block. So we have one sticky piston facing this way and one sticky piston facing that way. They have to be sticky pistons, by the way, if I didn't mention that. Okay, then that's actually the flying machine done. The only thing that we need left is we need to do something to power this guy here every time it moves. So then we're going to put an observer facing that way, and you're going to experience it. It's going to pull this cockpit right back, and then you need to put a piece of glass right here. I suppose you could use another redstone lamp if you want to, but you don't need to because we don't need to update this. It'll update itself, but these we might need to update. In fact, that's how you launch it. Okay, so that's actually the submarine completely done. The next thing that we want to do is build the station where it's going to actually start from. So the first thing you want to do is you're going to place it a movable block so that when it comes back this way, it stops it. So I like to put mine right there because then it makes it only this long, however many blocks this is. But if you could also put it there, you could put it there, you could put it there, and it can be any immovable block, doesn't matter what kind. Okay. The next thing is the launching mechanism. So the way that we're going to launch this is we're going to turn this redstone lamp on, and that's going to update this observer, and it's going to send the flying machine on its way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a block of obsidian right there. It doesn't have to be obsidian, but it does have to be an immovable block that you can power. So I think that obsidian and glazed terracotta are your two that will work. You might be able to use a hopper, or sorry, not a hopper, a dispenser or a dropper. You might be able to, but then you're going to hear a clicky sound. So I'd use obsidian or glazed terracotta, either one. Okay. So then you're going to come out I went down one block and then out one block like that. And then you're going to do that one more time, or just one more block out, I mean. And then you're going to bring this over here. Now, the location of the button is kind of an interesting topic. You can put the button anywhere that you can reach it from inside of this thing. The only time that becomes an issue is if you're going to use the minecart inside. Then getting the button in a good place is a little bit tricky. So what I like to do is to stand inside of it and then decide where my button's going to be. So we're going to go without the minecart for now, and we're going to put our button right there. Okay, here we go. Then from there, what you're going to do is you're going to run a redstone out from that button and then down this way and into a repeater that's going to go into this block. So then that will cause your update and send the flying machine on its merry way. There's one other thing that you're going to want to do, though, before you send it on its way, is you're going to want to do the following. We need to put a system so that we can update this piston right here with a 1-tick pulse. And the way that I did that, I did it manually. I put an obsidian block there. I think I described this earlier, didn't I? Yeah. So we're going to build that mechanism. So just put an obsidian block there or glazed terracotta, and then I'm going to put an observer facing that way. And I just activated the piston and everything went dark. And then you're going to break that. And then what I like to do is put a lever on it. I think in the video, like the little intro video thingy, I put what do you call that, trapdoor? But a lever works just as fine. Okay, like that. So then when you flick the lever, you get a 1-tick pulse to that piston, and then it will either retract it or extend it like this. And I think I talked about it. So then this is what the way it's going to look like when it comes into the bay, and then you need to flick it in order to push this out so it's ready to launch. Okay, so then the next thing you can do is decide where your next place is going to go. The way that I like to do that, honestly, is I like to launch the thing, and then whatever it bumps into, it's like, okay, that's where the other dry dock is going to go. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm just going to launch it, and then let it go a few blocks, and then I'll put this block of obsidian in its path. Here we go. And there he goes. Oops. What's this about? Where'd that come from? I don't know. All right, let's fix this. Okay, so I had a little bit of a problem. Somehow I managed to put an obsidian block in a weird place. I had it like stuck, so it was in a weird place. I don't really know how that happened. But anyways, if something like that happens to you, mine is now jammed, because if I try to power this redstone guy to get him going, then he's gonna not go anywhere. So then what you might want to do is then you can, there's a little trick, you right click and then left click really fast to try to get a 1-tick pulse with a, what is this thing that I have? Oh, but I'm in creative mode also. So somehow you have to power this with a 1-tick pulse. So you might have to build one of these, or you might have to disassemble the whole darn thing and rebuild it. It's kind of irritating, but this is what I'm going to do to get this going again. Come on. Come on. There it goes. Right click, left click, super fast, and you can get it going. Okay, so then we can restart it with a redstone block right there, and then we're good to go. Okay. Wow. All right, so then I'm going to get out my obsidian block, and we're just going to plop one right in front of it. Right there. Okay, so this is where it's going to stop. Now, the way to trigger it to go back the other way is actually a lot easier. So if you come on this side of it, it's the easiest. So you're going to put an immovable block right there that you can power, so obsidian or glazed terracotta. And then we're going to come out down. We're going to go down one and then out two like that, break that block. And we're building another update system. So we're going to go like this. Then we're going to come this way, figure out where we want to put our button, like that. Okay, so where's a good place for the button? Let's see, right there is pretty good. Okay, and then we're going to place our button like that, and then we'll come out of that down into the redstone like this. Okay, so now when we press the button, it should go back just fine. There we go. I think, oh, that's where it came from. I put it, yeah, that's where that obsidian block came from. All right, now we figured it out. Okay. That's very good. There it goes. Okay. So on this end, as I just learned, if you want to create the entrance to this thing, like if you want to put a place to get into it, then you're going to want to come from this side. And the reason for that is because if you put it on this side, then what happens is, because this sticks out, the obsidian block will stop your flying machine, as I found out just a second ago. So there we go. That is the whole thing done. That's it. That's the beginning and the end. So the only other thing that you might want to do is create like a way for this thing to have a like a dry dock. So the most difficult part of this thing for me was to keep the daggone water from flowing in and breaking my redstone. So let me show you where that would go. You can use glazed, any movable block for these, any movable block. So then it would go like that. So because this thing is 2 blocks wide, and I built mine with the the second part of the flying machine over here, then I have to go around like this. So it's almost like, I guess this is like the same shape as a nether portal. Maybe one taller than a nether portal here. Okay. Like that, and then you can come around here. Now the corners don't have to be immovables, so let me just break these so that you can see those all have to be immovables. And then because this is actually 1 block lower, you can place a block there, and then that keeps the water from getting pulled in. When you pull through, the water will actually stop here and there on the top, and then you don't get too much water, but I recommend you doing like maybe some sort of a trench here so that it doesn't get into your redstone. You might have to move your button if your water is getting into it. The water is a little bit frustrating, to be honest with you. But yeah, for now, we're just going to go like that, okay? So then when you press this button, it should go right on through, and like that. It should go right on through. Here we go. Oops. All right, we're right on through. Here we go. 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 Yay. Super fun. I love this thing. Much slower than walking. It's the only way to travel slowly. Okay. Then on this side, I might put my dry dock. Let's see. I think in the video, I might have put it one back like that. So then your dry dock would go around here like this. So your hole for that. And then our one block that's going to come down is right there. Then we'll go around like this. And again, these can be any immovable blocks. You can use your droppers or your furnaces or your glazed terracotta like I did in the video or whatever. Okay, and then I recommend that you do this one just so that as these blocks flow through, the water is kind of stopped from flowing on top of it. Because if it flows on top of it, believe me, it'll go all the way in and it'll flood the whole thing, and it's super annoying. So yeah. Okay, that's the whole thing done with these little dry dock things. The very last thing I was going to share with you though was like, okay, what to do if like you're glitching through this glass, especially when it's going backwards. So if it's going like from this side to that side and you're sort of the glass is pushing you along. So you can try using some more solid blocks here. The thing that seemed to work the best though was to actually drop a minecart in here. So let me show you how to do that. So you're just going to put that there, and then I think I have a minecart on my other little toolbar. No, I certainly do not. So let me go get one. We got our powered rail and a minecart. You don't have to use powered rail, but it works better. So you're going to plop a powered rail on top of there, drop a minecart on, and then break all that, and then drop a minecart in. And don't forget to replace your slime block, otherwise you'll leave this slime block in your little glass behind. Okay, now if you do that, the tricky part is, okay, if I push this button, it's going to update the repeater, which is going to send it on its way, but I couldn't find a decent place for the button when I'm in the minecart, like, because I'm looking at these fence gates. So maybe you could try putting the fence gates a different way so you can get to the button. But what I might do is I might put like a repeater coming out of this guy on 4 ticks, just so I have a little bit of time, like after I press this button, then I can jump in the minecart and we're off to the races. And there we go. And you can see my minecart's a little bit sideways, so the minecart thing, it helps. It helps, but it's not like the perfect solution here. Okay, there we go. All right, and then I think the button's actually, can I touch it? No, I can't. So there you go. Anyways, then when you get back, you might have to like kind of nudge your minecart in a little bit better like that so that you're good to go. Okay. All right, I hope this thing works out for you. Like I said, it is a little bit glitchy as far as the ghost blocks, and as far as if you're glitching through the glass, it can do that. It's just kind of part of the flying machine deal. But yeah, I hope you enjoy it. It is super, super fun to ride in, and it's much, much slower than walking, so that's super awesome. All right. Well, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I hope you try this thing out in your survival world. I know I'm going to build one as soon as I get enough slime blocks in the world of Hex. I'm going to build it someplace. And yeah, so anyways, if you really like this video, then consider subscribing to my channel, or maybe leaving a like. Or if you didn't like it, maybe you can tell me what you would like to see as far as an improvement. Anyways, this has been Hex, and I wish you well. God bless. I'm going down. Ah.